Hey, welcome back to Next Act Ninjas, the number one podcast for mastering your lifestyle longevity. I'm your host, Rachael Van Pelt. Today, we're talking about something absolutely critical for living well into your next act: purpose. Purpose may sound like one of those fluffy, feel good concepts, but let me tell you, it's anything but fluffy. Purpose is a game changer. And by the end of this episode, you'll understand why it's not just about feeling good. It's about living longer, healthier, and even more financially secure in your next act. Seriously, purpose can improve both your health span and your wealth span. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to age like fine wine while others seem to fizzle out? Well, today we're uncovering one of the big secrets: finding or renewing your purpose. In Japan, they call this your ikigai, your reason for getting up in the morning. Do you know what that is for yourself? If not, buckle up, because we're diving into the science, some practical steps for you to find your purpose, and even some stories to show you exactly how purpose can transform your life. When we think about improving longevity, most of us focus on things like diet and exercise, maybe even supplements. And while those things are important, here's the thing. A growing body of research shows that having a sense of purpose plays a massive role in how long and how well we live. Your purpose, that why that gets you out of bed every morning, is like rocket fuel for your health longevity. In fact, a study published in JAMA found that adults with a clear sense of purpose were less likely to experience cognitive decline or develop diseases like Alzheimer's. Let that sink in for a moment. Purpose, it can protect your brain and your body. And get this, another study from the Lancet journal found that individuals with a high sense of purpose, they had a 15% lower risk of dying prematurely. That's like discovering an anti-aging secret hidden in plain sight. And we're not just talking about living longer, we're talking about living better. Now, what's fascinating is that this isn't just for the young, it's true for all ages. The research showed that people of all demographics, irrespective of age or sex or racial or ethnic background, showed improvements in their health and longevity when they had a sense of purpose. Some research suggests women might even see a bigger benefit, but overall, it's universal. Purpose transcends boundaries, and it's available to everyone. So what's happening here? Why does purpose have such an impact on our health? Well, let's break that down. For starters, individuals with a strong sense of purpose tend to be more resilient to stress. And I think we all know just how toxic stress can be when it's not managed well. Purposeful people react less intensely to life's inevitable challenges. When life throws curveballs, whether it's career challenges, family drama, or health scares, they don't spiral. Instead, they have this inner compass that keeps them pointed at their true north. This helps people recover more quickly from those curveballs and get back on course. And it doesn't stop there. Purposeful individuals are more likely to engage in healthier behaviors. They're more consistent with things like regular physical activity, avoiding smoking, eating better, and making sure they go for those health checkups. It's as if purpose gives people a built-in reason for making healthier choices. That is how purpose becomes a biological force, not just an emotional or mental concept. What's more, living with purpose is closely tied to psychological well-being. Purpose boosts positive emotions like joy, gratitude, fulfillment, and it reduces anxiety and depression. When you have something to live for, the bumps in the road feel smaller and you're better equipped to handle them. But let's get specific about how purpose impacts your brain. We know that Alzheimer's disease is a huge concern as we age, don't we? Well, research suggests that having a strong sense of purpose might actually help reduce your risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. One study published in the Archives of General Psychiatry found that people with a higher score on life purpose were 2.4 times more likely to avoid Alzheimer's than those with low scores. That's more than a 200% risk reduction. And here's what's even more compelling. This association stayed strong even after adjusting for other predictors of cognitive decline like age and education. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, that sounds like a superpower. Purpose acts as a kind of neural reserve. It creates a buffer that helps maintain cognitive function. And that's true even if you already have Alzheimer's related brain changes going on. Purpose protects your brain from the inside out. It's not just about prevention. People with purpose who do have Alzheimer's tend to experience less cognitive impairment than those who feel aimless or lost. Why? It's for all the reasons we just talked about. Purposeful people are more likely to engage in activities that promote brain health. They stay physically active. They seek preventive health care. They maintain social connectivity, all of which are linked to better cognitive function. Social engagement simply keeps your brain sharper. People with a strong sense of purpose naturally engage more with the world around them. They're more likely to be out there volunteering or mentoring or just keeping up with friends. And all of those things keep the mental gears turning. And as we mentioned, purposeful people tend to have lower reactivity to stress. They bounce back from upsets more easily. Chronic stress is one of the leading contributors to cognitive decline. So anything that we can do to reduce that stress is a win for the brain. Purpose isn't just about feeling good. It's literally rewiring your brain to function better longer. And here's the thing, something else that's truly remarkable. The benefits of purpose seem to persist even when you account for all the other big factors that contribute to mental health and longevity. Factors like emotional well-being, retirement status, social relationships. Studies have shown that purpose has its own unique role in promoting health longevity beyond the influence of those other factors. It's not just that you feel good and have a social life. Purpose in and of itself is a force that can add years to your life and your mental function. And it's not a short-term thing either. The protective effects of purpose stick with you over time. Even years later, it's still reducing your risk of Alzheimer's and other age-related declines. And that means it has long-term value. What does this mean in practical terms? Well, it means there's an immense potential to improve your quality of life at any stage, whether you're just starting to think about your next act or you're already well on your way. And guess what? Purpose doesn't just affect your health span, it impacts your wealth span. Yes, purpose can make you wealthier in more ways than one. Studies show that individuals with a strong sense of purpose tend to have higher household incomes and net worth over time. Purposeful people often have a long-term focus, and that leads them to make smarter financial decisions, whether that means saving more, investing, planning for the future better. They're less likely to make impulsive money choices, and they're more likely to align their finances with their broader life goals. They're playing the long game. Purposeful individuals also tend to experience greater success in their careers. Because when you're living with intention, it shows, doesn't it? Your focus and drive, they lead to promotions, higher earnings, stronger financial foundations. And here's the kicker. It's not just about earning more income. Having a clear sense of purpose also encourages you to make better retirement planning decisions. Have financial strategies that support meaningful activities and your goals in later life. In other words, you have more fun in your next act. On top of that, people who live with purpose tend to enjoy better physical and mental health, which means they're less likely to rack up those high healthcare costs. So not only are they staying active longer, they're also saving more because they need less medical intervention. They aren't sending all of their hard-earned money to big pharma and major medical. That is the power of purpose. More health, more wealth, more life. So you might be wondering, well, how do I find purpose at this stage of life? It's exciting, but also a bit daunting, isn't it? Especially in our next act when those old routines of work and family may have shifted dramatically. But the good news is it's never too late to discover or rediscover or reinvent your purpose. Maybe you can find a renewed sense of purpose through volunteering. Giving back, it just has so much benefit, doesn't it? It can strengthen your connection to community, boost your mental health, keep you physically active. Studies show that volunteers are more fulfilled, they're less depressed, they're more active. Whether you work with kids or you support a local nonprofit or engage in environmental work, doesn't matter. Your contribution is important. And it can be the key to reigniting a deep sense of meaning that persists the rest of your life. For some of you, purpose might come from your creative outlets, whether that's painting, writing, music, gardening. They're not just hobbies, they're acts of joy that provide a sense of accomplishment. They're ways to engage your brain that bring fulfillment. Let's not forget about mentoring. Imagine the joy of sharing your wisdom with someone who's just starting out in their career or their life journey. Whether you're mentoring young professionals or you're guiding someone through personal challenges, you're creating a legacy one person at a time. Which brings me to one of my favorite stories about a man that I had the pleasure of working with years ago. His name was Theo. He was 67 years old when I met him, a financial analyst, retiring. He found himself feeling quite restless after he retired. Without his usual routine, he felt lost. But Theo, he'd always been a lifelong learner. So he took a leap and he volunteered for one of our healthy aging research studies at the University of Colorado that I was involved with. That's where I met him. He was passionate about a lot of things, but especially about climate change. And he made a bold decision to shift gears at 65. After he retired, he started an encore career as a consultant and a mentor to young entrepreneurs creating eco-friendly businesses. Talk about combining passion and purpose. When he did this, he was able to use decades of financial expertise while at the same time contribute to a cause he cared about deeply. Not only did Theo find professional fulfillment, but he also got healthier during that time. When he was with us, he felt more energetic, his strength improved, and he told me his social life blossomed as well. He said repeatedly, I feel more alive today at 67 than I did at 50. That really stuck with me. It's exactly why I'm doing this podcast today. That's the power of purpose. It can massively transform your own life while impacting those around you in unexpected ways. He really impacted me. I think Theo's story is a shining example of how we can all find new ways to contribute at any age. We can grow, we can discover meaning. It doesn't matter what our background was, what our past profession was. And the best part, Theo's story is not unique. I've worked with so many people over the years who have found that their best years are ahead of them. And I know they can be for you too. But it won't happen by accident. You will need to do some self-exploration. So if you're already asking yourself, how do I find my purpose? How can I reignite the passion I've put on hold? Well, you're off to a great start. I've got a few practical steps to start you on the path of uncovering your why right now. But before I forget, at the end of this episode in the show notes, you will find a link to download my free Finding Purpose checklist. It's just a simple tool to help you reflect more deeply on ways to create a purpose-filled next act. But for now, let's get your juices flowing. Let's talk about some steps that you can do to start right now. First, reflect on your core values. What is it that truly matters to you? Is it family, creativity, education, service? When you align your purpose with your core values, you'll naturally gravitate towards activities that bring you fulfillment. Second, start small and build. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Start by volunteering or joining community groups or revisiting a hobby you used to love. Try a few things and see what sticks. Third, consider an encore career. It doesn't have to be as ambitious as starting a business. It could mean consulting or just working part-time for a nonprofit or just doing something that feels meaningful to you. Fourth, join a community. Don't go this alone. Purpose often comes easier when you are surrounded by like-minded people. Join clubs, groups, network. Focus on your interests. You'll not only have fun, but you'll also open yourself up to new opportunities and you'll preserve some social connectivity, won't you? Finally, if you're married, collaborate as a couple. Work together to find activities that you both enjoy. That could be doing mission work or mentoring, or maybe even just buying a vacation home to turn into a rental property. Shared purpose can deepen your connection to your significant other, while at the same time giving you individual joy. The bottom line, longevity isn't just about healthy lifestyle. It's about living with a sense of purpose. Experiment with volunteering, mentoring, creative pursuits, encore careers. The opportunities are endless, but be sure to give yourself the time and the space to reflect, rediscover, reignite that passion. Because no matter your age, it is never too late to unlock purposeful living and create your best next act. Thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to use the link below to grab your free Finding Purpose checklist. It's a great tool for self-exploration. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, share this episode with your longevity-minded friends, and let's keep inspiring each other to live better, not just longer. Until next time, live well, love more, age less, my friends.